Welcome to Qi Blanco. A lot of people ask us, please can we have a main video with every information?
And here it is.
Today we are talking about three main subjects. We start with why we are doing what we're doing, how we're doing this, and what are the products that came out of our why. So I'm Christian Bauer. I am the founder of Qi Blanco. I am mechanical engineer, and this is my beautiful wife, Anna Bauer.
Hi, I'm Anna Bauer. I'm the visionary of Qi Blanco and the heart intelligence behind the scenes.
Exactly. Heart, brain, together, we are the soul of Qi Blanco. So, why we created Qi Blanco? It starts always with a paint story, doesn't it? So, I was working for the automotive spacecraft industry in Germany as an R&D manager, and once I came into my office and they had a big Wi-Fi router put next to my desk at the wall. And I'm like, okay, what's that? And at the beginning I did not thought really about it, but I noticed I got really exhausted after these days since it was installed. So I was wondering what I'm doing wrong. I'm getting more tired. I don't have the energy as before. What is the problem? So as a mechanical engineer, I understand electromagnetic waves, and I thought maybe they impact my physical body, my brain, whatever. And I plugged it out, and the problem was gone. So from this point for me it was clear that no matter what the main society says or believes, EMF definitely interacts with our body, with our system. And this is proven by a huge study in Switzerland, 2021, I think the study was published. And they put all the informations together. They found about EMF, and they said the main topic that it creates inflammation and that it reduces the body functions. And yeah, from this point I wanted to have a solution. Of course, I wanted to go back to my old state, and I studied process optimization, so I'm always want to be on the high end. Yeah, after work I want to do sport, hang out with some friends, spend some time with my beautiful wife. So
high performance.
Exactly. I really want to live life, and therefore I need energy, and so I needed a solution for this problem. And I started to, as always, you look through the internet, what can you find? And then I found a lot of interesting stuff, beginning from some stones to whatever. And a lot of them, they promise two things. The first word you always find is quantum. I think it's a really good selling word for this. Quantum and dissolve radiation, that the EMF radiation isn't anymore in the room. And from my physical perspective, I'm always this is cool, but this is a really hard task to manage. So I tried several of this product, and I was not really happy with them. They couldn't reach my expectations. Some of them I feel like nothing. Some of them they gave me a better feeling for some days, for some weeks, but there was no solution that lasts over months. So that's where the engineering part had started. Then a lot of time was gone, and then ta-da! The Qi Blanco technology, the grid chip was born. Grid chip is the main technology of our products. Why grid chip? Because we overlay photons around about 170 nanometers. We suck them in from the outside, bring them to the same wavelengths. And this wavelength has a special effect. It makes water coherent. Wow, what is coherent water? Is this a German word? Never heard it before? No, it's a deep physical word. It stands when the wavelength has the same frequency and the amplitude are really similar. So coherent water, like if you go in some esoteric areas, they call it like energetic water or like easy water, like Professor Dr. Pollack easy water, he called it. And yeah, there's a lot of names for the same thing. But if you go really, really deep into it, it's coherent water. And that's the main word for a lot of things that could happen with the water. But to simplify it, coherent water is if the angle between the molecules, it's normally like 104.5, something like this. If it goes beyond 109.5 degrees, then you call it coherent water. It's a biochemical state and has nothing to do with believing or something like this. So you can measure it really. This state has some interesting facts we should talk about. First fact is 13% of the electrons, they leave the molecule and make an own sphere. That's impressive, huh? This means like you create your own shield. Like you have the electrons, they go out and surround the molecule, the water molecule. So the coherent water molecule is surrounded by electrons. And that's really impressive because this is mainly the natural EMF protection your body already uses. Of course, coherent water already exists in your body. So it's nothing that comes from the outside like a pill or whatever thing. No, it's something from the inside. So you're healing from the inside. And the main idea is to increase the amount of coherent water in your body. That's the idea we're talking about. Means the more water molecules, and you know your body exists mainly out of water molecules, the more water molecules in your body get coherent, the higher your EMF protection is. And that's what we could show in our studies. We have like 2 studies right now. One is published in Japan, one is published in the USA. The great thing about the cell studies is there's no placebo effect because cells have no awareness, no consciousness, so they cannot think about if it helps or not. It just does. And we had like 3 parts of the tests. One, cells with mobile phone radiation, cells with mobile phone radiation and the Qi, our product, and the control group. And the cells without Qi and the mobile phone radiation, they nearly died. They even didn't really replicate itself anymore. And the ones with the phone radiation and the Qi, they looked like the control group. So they were not influenced by the EMF radiation at all. And I think it's a really fantastic result. So this is part 1, the EMF protection. And with this, also more biochemical process in your body can happen. Of course, before they were impacted by the EMFs, they were slowed down by it. And if they get back into their best state, they can make the best repair mechanisms as possible for you and your body. And another beautiful thing is just now, we are jumping into the quantum mechanics, not before. This before was Newton physics, so there's no word of quantum needed, so we don't like take the EMFs out of the room, no, nothing, no, it's just physical processes. And now we are jumping into the quantum field. And the next great thing that happens if the amount of coherent water molecules in your body increases. Coherent water molecules is like the first state. The next state is they get into separate ion states and then they dissolve into wavelengths. And with this wavelengths, they jump into the quantum field. Sorry. And then they come back. This is like a quantum jumping mechanic that happens always in your body. It's normal. Like if water wants to go into a cell, it can only go into the cell with this quantum mechanic. And so the water molecule jumps into the quantum field, comes back, and with that, from the center of everything, like where the universe is created from, and where your soul is stored, yeah, there's a soul, or your main awareness, part of this awareness is transported from the center of everything into your body. And that's like really short said how your intuition, how your development process work. Means more clear in water, more of yourself, higher intuition, like more development of yourself. That's what we often see of users that use the Qi a lot. They really develop themselves. Like I think about some people, like even one day got their own TV show after buying the Qi, not in the first week, but a half year later. So it's really fascinating to see that we have this EMF protection state and the development of the person's consciousness to its higher self. And these are the main technical facts. If you want to see more, we have a long video on YouTube where we go really deep into the technical details, but I think for this video it's more than enough.